Oh, you guys thought you could get rid of me? I'm back.
This will be my first sailing yacht. How hard can it be?
None of these other chicks are gonna go for you because you're 20 years younger than them.
Oh,
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. It's Below Deck Sailing Yacht. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host, the one and only, Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you?
I mean, there was a little hiccup right there when
This is the second hiccup in the past 10 minutes.
Listen, we're covering 942 shows. I got to keep my head on straight.
That's very true.
And figure out what we're talking about. But that's why we have that intro to snap me back.
And whose idea was that?
To reality. It was a fantastic idea. And it was
You're welcome.
It was your idea, so thank you. Guys, what's going on? It is the Below Deck Sailing Yacht Edition. What a ship show.
Here come the puns.
What a ship show. Yeah, because for me, one of my favorite things about boats and about ships are the puns that are plastered on the back of these vessels.
Oh, I love that too.
When you kayak as we do or boat as we don't down a harbor, you just look left and right and it is Pun City. And I like to pontificate. I like to pontificate about possible boat names that we would have if we owned a boat, but we'll never own a boat. And primarily because, one, we can't afford it. Two, it would take us 10 years to settle on a name for our boat.
And 3, I would be throwing up every single time I would get on the boat.
Yeah, you would get used to it.
You think so?
I think you would. Yeah, you've never been on a larger ship than a pontoon.
I've been.
Well, you've been on a deep sea fishing boat.
I was on a deep sea fishing boat, and I was also on, what do you call the boat that you put your cars on?
A ferry.
A ferry. On the giant ferry that took us from France to England.
Oh, okay.
Guess who was throwing up there?
Were you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was like, God damn it, I wanted to go to the casino, and instead I have to like wait for you outside the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, I've been on a handful of boats, a number of cruises, sailboats, and whale watching boats. And the whale watching boat is the closest I've ever been to getting sick.
Oh my gosh. We went seal watching.
Oh my God, how could we forget that?
How could you forget?
We were literally just before we pressed record talking about seals and seal watching. Yeah, we went on that was a large ship. You
Yeah.
did fine on that.
Yeah, we saw 0 seals.
Yeah. But so that's not the reason we're not getting a boat. We just wouldn't be able to settle on a boat name.
All right. From the top of your head.
Yeah.
What would be your boat name? Go. Don't think. Just
I think
go.
Ship Show.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to use Ship Show again. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Obviously, I would not because that's crass and I'm not that type of person. But I said it a second ago, and so it's on the top of my head. Where would you go with?
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Are you ready for this? It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I thought
Okay.
of it for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Seal away. Like seal the animal away.
Okay.
And this little line drawing of a seal.
Well, that's beautiful.
Right?
I like it. Like sail away, seal away. Okay. I
Seal
get it.
away.
It makes more sense because I thought you were going to go dinosaur because I know dinosaur is your favorite of all the animals.
Well,
If a
I don't
dinosaur,
consider
yeah.
them animals.
No. But seal is more appropriate to the water.
It can
So-
either be spelled seal away, like the regular seal, or C dash L, like C.
No,
also
no,
L.
no. Seal.
Too complicated.
Seal
Too
away.
complicated. Seal away. That's my boat.
Okay. Can I board your boat?
Sure.
All right. I like it. Okay. Guys, I love coming up with boat names. If you guys have boat names, call in. Let us know what you would name your boat.
Yeah, guys, I would love to know too.
We have a lot of clever listeners, a lot of creative listeners. Call in, write in. Let us know what you would name your boat.
Yeah, I hope it's something punny.
Oh, it's got to be punny. That's what a boat's all about. You disagree?
No, I'm
You
agreeing.
just
I'm
sat there.
thinking.
I feel like you're thinking of more boat names.
I'm thinking about my seal away boat.
Oh, okay. I have a dinosaur.
Oh, really? Tell me.
Yeah. I kind of have two, actually.
What?
They're somewhat similar.
Okay, tell me. Tell us.
One would not be the best name for a boat, but it's a pretty good pun.
Okay.
Shipwrecks.
That's pretty good.
Like REX, like T-Rex.
Yeah.
But then you could make it a little bit better, a little more appropriate. Instead of T-Rex, C-Rex. Like
What?
SCA.
That's
C-Rex.
pretty good.
So if you want to go halves on a boat, we can get the C-Rex.
That's pretty good. And a little line drawing also of a T-Rex swimming in the sea.
Beautiful.
Am I right?
Beautiful.
Am I right?
Yeah. Okay. Wow. We are off to a good start here, folks. So listen, I want to hear what you would name your boat. I also want to ask something else of you guys. I'd love to ask a favor of you guys. We do ask favors almost every show. I would say every show.
We do, but that's how we roll. That's what helps us.
Yeah, you guys are so supportive of the pod. You guys have become friends. And so we ask you from time to time to do a thing here or there. Here's something I've never asked, but I think it could help us all out a lot. So here's the deal. You guys know that we started with 90 Day Fiance. We moved on to Married at First Sight. And so we've grown a nice following with those shows, and we've got great listenership. But now we're diving in with Below Deck. And the trick is the algorithms. Okay, when you search Apple Podcasts, when you search Spotify, and you search for Below Deck, we're not going to pop up to the top. Maybe eventually, maybe in several weeks or months, we will, as we get more episodes with the Below Deck name in, we will rise to the top. But we want people to be able to find us. So the ask is, and don't bother people, okay? Don't harass people. But if you're in a Facebook group that's Below Deck centered, or if you're on a Reddit group that's about Below Deck, and you like the show, our
podcast,
our Married to Reality podcast, drop a line in there and just say, hey, if you guys are looking for a Below Deck podcast, Married to Reality now covers the show.
Drop an anchor.
Drop an anchor.
Am I right?
I mean, drop
it
a
will
line.
never stop.
Drop a fishing line. Okay? Try to hook some new listeners. Okay? Because
That's pretty good.
I think time will help us and we will get into the algorithm. But in the coming several weeks, it's not going to happen overnight. And so tell a friend, tell two friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. Let's get this yacht party started.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay. In addition, the same things we always ask. Please follow us on social media at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. It's where you'll find all the news, the memes. It's where you message us. That's the main point of contact for us. So,
yeah, guys, that's where you can message us your boat names or how you like this pod. What do you think about the new Below Deck crew?
love it.
We love chatting about it. Like, tell us your theories. Tell us what you think. We love it.
Okay, so that's at Married to Reality Pod on Instagram. Make sure you're following the podcast wherever you're listening right now. That's also going to help us. Whether it's on Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, and Stitcher, look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as Marco's cooking. Because I'm just drooling looking at the TV when Marco's cooking. I can't take it.
We at least
I can't take it.
We at least ate before we watched it. This episode.
I eat with my eyes.
We learned our lesson though. We could barely focus episode 1. We didn't know what Marcos was about to do in that galley, so we were unprepared and empty stomached, and we could hardly concentrate. But this episode we ate, we were focused, but still,
I had no idea. I thought he was just gonna whip some sandwiches here and there.
What a magician.
What else can you do in a yacht kitchen?
Well, now you know.
Well, you can do a lot.
You can do everything.
Literally.
It's not the kitchen, it is the chef. Okay, if you put me in Marcos's kitchen, I wouldn't be able to do what he does. But if you put
you
him,
would not be able to do any of it.
if you put him in our kitchen, he could do everything he does. It's not the kitchen, it's the chef.
I guess you're right. I can see that.
Okay, thank you. Also, one last thing. If you haven't left a review, please do. Also, a great place to put your boat name.
Very true.
If you have nothing else to say in a review, if you could rate us and then just drop your boat name. If it's good, we'll read it on the pod. If it's bad, we'll read it on the pod too, and we'll laugh about it. So let us know in the reviews what you would name your boat. Okay, that's the housekeeping. We are ready to set sail.
We are ready to set sail.
Below Deck Sailing Yacht, Season 3, Episode 2. Pick up and up, pick up and up. Man, I thought I straightened out and
Nah,
was doing good, but
you're going sideways like the boat.
my healing,
Is it what it's called?
healing, tongue twisting, and all the above. Yeah, let's try again. Still the first night of the charter, and we all remember McCordia, the primary. He is still trying to sexually harass Gabriela.
But she's good. Like, she can deal with drunk people. As she said, that's one of her talents.
It's a good talent to have, especially, I would imagine, in tight quarters with drunken, horny sailors. This should be on the top of your resume, is that I can put men in their place.
Especially if you work in this high-end environment, you can just tell people to fuck off. You have to say fuck off politely.
Yeah,
and
which
it's
is a talent.
definitely a skill. It's a skill to have.
Yeah, he definitely she handled McCordia very well. Mm-hmm. Finally gets him to go to bed.
Did you hear him? Like, he's like leaving. Finally, he's like, I'm gonna go to bed. He's like, thank you, sir. Good night.
He said that?
Yeah, he sirred her.
I missed that, but yeah, he was out of control. He was out of his mind. He probably didn't know who he was talking to.
Yeah.
But he got put down. He got put to bed. Everyone gets to bed. And they wake up the next morning around 6:50 a.m. Rise and shine, cock-a-doodle-doo. Marcos preparing breakfast like the hero that he is.
And it looks fabulous. It's a fancy breakfast, some eggs Benedict, smoked salmon.
Cheese platter,
good stuff. Oh my
fruit
gosh.
platter.
This whole episode was just me being like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so hungry.
Get used to it. That's below deck. Here's the thing. 7:50 a.m., two of the guests come to the deck to eat. For one, I'm surprised that they were up this early after the night they had. But secondly, it took another hour plus for the rest of the guests to roll in, including hungover McCordia. Mm-hmm. I feel so bad for Marcos because he was put through the ringer the previous day, the previous night of, we need more food. We're hungry. Make us snacks. I'm hungry. I need more now. And so Marcos was like, you know what? That's not going to happen again. I'm going to prep breakfast like you've never seen, an all-you-can-eat buffet. And he did.
He sure did.
And only two guests show up to eat it.
Well, you can keep it in the, I don't know, microwave and reheat something, no?
That's why you're no Marcos. Marcos would never do that.
Well, I know, but if you're waiting for guests, what do?
Marcos,
You gotta
snooze, you lose. You ever hear that saying?
Well, not if you're paying $50,000 a day.
That's true.
So I think he had to get creative.
I think he would have to cook again. I think he would have to make breakfast round two.
Or
I think that's more likely when you're paying $50K a day.
I don't think I could work on that boat. I feel like I would just be trying to like sneak stuff from the kitchen.
Maybe that's where Kelsey is, because has anyone seen Kelsey? Does anyone know where Kelsey is? Maybe she is hiding in the galley just snacking the whole time.
I think we'll hear from her. I think she'll come out.
Maybe she's a sleeper and she'll come out mid-season. We'll be like, oh shit, she was resting up for this storm.
I just think that she's very cool, like very laid back. Like she doesn't really care for the drama, so she's just there.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. Hey,
this is a working yacht, so not everyone wants to be a TV star. Maybe she just wants to work on this yacht.
That's very true.
It's just a job for her. Okay, so McCordia, he apologizes to Gabriela. Kind of. What does he say?
He says, I hope I did not offend you last night, which is kind of an apology.
Right.
And at the same time, for what he did, he should have been like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I feel bad. I was too drunk.
That's what I call a millionaire's apology.
Really?
That's a millionaire's apology.
Well,
he's not going to get down and grovel. And I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, no, that. But he was being inappropriate. It's not like he was just being an asshole in general to everyone else and then kind of gives this half-ass apology. Like, he was being inappropriate.
Do you think he remembers exactly what he did?
Definitely not.
So maybe his apology is sufficient for what he thinks he did.
That could be true. I mean, I'm glad he said something because he's the primary. He's the one who pays for everything. He literally did not have to apologize.
No.
And it would have been fine.
Right. No one would have batted an eye. Gabriela's like, you know what? I used to bartend at a strip club in Miami. You are nothing compared to what I used to deal with.
She's as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah. She's a cool one. I like Gabriela.
Oh, I like her a lot. I think she's my favorite.
If I had to be friends, maybe Daisy.
I was gonna say Daisy and Gabriela, and I like Gary too.
Yeah, I was strictly speaking about women.
And I kind of like Colin, but I've read something about Colin. Apparently, he loves to stir the pot.
Well, I think he had a relationship last season he was on, and he got in a little bit of hot water, maybe a hot tub, and I think it caused trouble. But I don't know specifically the
I've
drama
read
you're
that he loves to stir the pot. So let's see if he can stir the pot on this season. I don't know anything else.
Let Marcos stir the pot, okay?
Speaking of these guys, so I was just curious because they didn't really tell us their age. Like, yeah, we know that Tom is 23.
We
right?
know Gary's like 34.
Well, I Googled. Apparently, Gary's 31.
He told Ashley he was like 33
I
or
know.
34. Well, maybe it was an
Googled
old article.
31.
Maybe you read an old article or something.
No, I didn't. It was a new article. It said that Tom and what's her face? Ashley
Yeah.
are 24.
Right.
Right? Then Daisy 35, Marcos 42, Colin 33, and Gary 31. And Captain Glenn is like 62.
Really? Glenn looks good for that age.
Right?
Good for him.
The sea air.
It's that matzah. Keeps you young. Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't know. Either the article was wrong or Gary added 2 years, which seems to be a thing for these stars on like 90 Day.
Yeah.
What's up with those people adding 2 years
We're
when
fudging.
they're catfishing?
Fudging numbers left and right. Yeah. Okay. So McCordia somewhat apologizes. That's good. Gabriela and Ashley have a little bit of an, I don't want to call it an altercation, little confrontation.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel about Ashley?
She is there for one reason and one reason only.
To bank Gary?
So maybe two reasons. She's there to start, drama, to start shit, to get her fame. And if she has to bang Gary to do that, she'll do it. But I think she's just there to do it her way, and she doesn't care who she leaves in her wake.
Maybe. This is what I think, right? She keeps saying, like, oh yeah, like I'm the best, I'm better at this, I have so much confidence, I look great, right? But I think that's fake confidence. People who need to say those things, I don't think they're confident. Who I think is confident, I think Gabriela is confident.
Yeah.
I think Daisy is confident, but they just show it. They don't walk around and say, yeah, like I'm confident, like yeah, I look great, like I can do this better. No, they do. They just show things.
I know one thing about Ashley that's fake.
Not the boobs.
Those are real?
Oh my gosh. You can see. Like fake boobs are like lifted.
Good for
Those
you,
are
Ashley.
real boobs.
Ah, good for you.
I think that's definitely part of her confidence.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie that it's not. I can see how it is. But I
Good.
think she needs to chill a little.
She needs to accept that she's third stew.
Yeah, I think that's the best the issue.
And act like she's third stew. And everything will go so much smoother.
Listen, at the end of the day, and I know we'll get there, I don't want to jump ahead, but they'll split the tips.
I know. And I wonder if they split
Right?
them evenly, because Kelsey deserves like 2 pieces of gum.
We don't know what she does.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe she does a lot. She's just doesn't want to be on camera. She's camera shy.
Perhaps.
So
Yeah, I
But
get if you
maybe-
split it equally.
yeah, if
then.
they do get paid, which in Europe you usually get paid for everything, you don't work for tips in Europe. Mostly you get paid and you get tips.
I think
on
when
top
you're
of
getting
everything.
a tip this big, you're getting paid, but it's not a huge
Well,
sum.
no, but maybe, Gabriela and Daisy get paid more than Kelsey.
Oh, I think so.
Plus the tip. But hey, if you're getting that tip, girlfriend, just take it easy.
Right. Take it easy. All right, let's talk about the theme of the day. Beach party. Now, take note, it's not private party. We have a beach party here. No privacy whatsoever, which at this price, I would expect a little privacy.
Yeah, they should have picked an abandoned beach.
What's going on here? This looks like spring break, Daytona Beach, Panama City. People are throwing Nerf footballs, tossing kids into the water, floating on giant inflatable flamingos. What are we doing here, folks? This is not luxury. This is not what I would pay for if I was a charter guest. But They seem happy with it.
I would assume that Menorca has some abandoned beaches because we learned that it's like this less popular sibling of Mallorca, however you pronounce it. Right?
Mallorca. Yeah.
Mallorca is the popular island. Menorca is the hidden gem. Hidden gem should have hidden gems.
Seems like everyone found
Well-
the hidden gem.
Seems like it.
The guests are fine. They're happy. I was not happy with the party decor.
I did not understand the fake flowers.
Why do we have fake flowers that looked like a Mother's Day brunch gone wrong? Give me some palm leaves, give me some cactus, give me something more tropical, something with a vibe, not these funeral flowers on a picnic table that's tipping over in the wind.
Okay, this is the theme. Seashells.
That's the
Like
theme.
big seashells and sea stars just on the table, nicely
starfish.
decorated. Yeah, what did I say?
Sea stars.
Okay, starfish.
We see stars at night when we look up at the
Okay,
sky.
starfish.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All those dried out fish and sea stuff just make it look pretty. Like, I love that.
It looked bad.
And some of those big shells could really keep the tablecloth on the table. You're welcome, people.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, I was less than impressed.
I think for me, yeah, I get it. It's a picnic table, picnic chairs. Although, as you said, for that price.
For that price.
But they have to
come on.
keep it somewhere.
I don't care. You can go on Amazon, call 1-800-Flowers. With those two powers combined, you would have a 10 times better beach day theme party or whatever.
In
it was.
America. You are in Menorca.
Okay.
I doubt that 1-800-Flowers would deliver.
You don't think Amazon would deliver
No.
to that private beach?
No.
Oh, all right. Well,
Definitely not.
they're lost.
Amazon is not in every European country.
Okay. Well, just wait till the drone deliveries start.
Well,
These beach parties are gonna turn up. Okay, so they're doing their thing on the beach. Marcos once again working hard in that galley, whipping
looking
up
fabulous.
some mouth-watering baby back ribs. I want my baby back.
I knew you were
baby
gonna do
back,
it.
baby. I want my baby back, baby back. Chili's baby back. Baby back is also what Tom thinks every time he sees Gary and Ashley together. He's like, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Tom, he is there. And what's his name? The primary?
McCordia.
McCordia's like, look at him. He's so sexy.
Yeah.
He's like loving Tom.
Yeah, McCordia's moved on from Gabriela and is now vibing young, sweet, young, innocent Tom, who doesn't know what is in store for him later this evening.
Yeah. And classic Ashley is annoyed with Gabriela again.
Yes.
Because Gabriela's like trying to show her how to do things, which is good. Learn, girlfriend, apply it. And then if someone tells you something, you'll be like, hey, I learned from Gabriela. This is how it's done.
I almost wonder if they were both equals. And in my mind, they are equals. I know one is second stew, one is third stew. But if they were both, let's just say, stews, take the number away, take the ranking away. If they were both stews, would Ashley be more open to hearing what Gabriela has to say as equals? Because I kind of feel like Ashley's just like, I don't want, no, like she's above me. I don't want to listen to it. I deserve to be there. But if we took the positions away and they were just equals, maybe she'd be like, oh, cool, thanks. Friend to friend, stew to stew. I hear what you're saying.
Maybe, but I think it comes down to personality.
She doesn't want to be told what to do from anyone.
But I'm surprised because usually I know people like that and it's hard to deal with people, difficult people like Ashley. But usually they are good with older people, showing them how to do things, people with more experience.
Well, they both have 1 year experience.
Yes, but Gabriela has 10 plus years in hospitality.
Yeah, but I don't know that she's folded bed sheets before.
Well, I'm sure she did.
Well, I mean, she has for the past year, but I'm saying you're talking about her years as a bartender in a strip club. I don't think they're folding hospital corners in Miami strip clubs.
No, but you don't know what she did. She could have been a cleaning lady. She could have been, I don't know, anything in the hospitality.
They might be driving patrons to hospitals on every corner in Miami after some wild nights at the strip club, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ashley just needs to shut up, learn from Gabriela, And then if Gabriela comes back to her and keeps saying, hey, you're still doing it wrong, she can be like, well, this is what you taught me, so I assume that's right.
Yeah.
Have an argument. Don't have an argument before you even do anything, right? And this time, Gabriela was just telling her, serve the guests from the left, which I didn't even know, right?
Oh, sure. That's class.
And Ashley was like, ugh, just like rolling her eyes.
Yeah, she doesn't belong on a yacht. She's not
No.
ready. She's not ready for that. That's not yacht behavior.
Like, if you want to grow, right, in your career or in your life, you need to listen, you need to be patient, and you need to do the right thing. Not expect that everything's going to be handed to you.
And you could go home at night and lay in bed and go, oh, like, I could have done it better. She was wrong. I know a better way. But you got to fall in line, know your place, and don't get into an argument then and there. There's a time and a place. And then and there with the guests on charter, it's not the time or the place.
No, definitely not.
Okay, let's talk about a segment that I didn't expect to get on episode 2 of Below Deck. This is our first sadness, this segment for Below Deck. We have Marcos talking to Colin in the galley. And we learn Marcos, he hasn't been home to Venezuela in 20 years. The reason is because he used to cook. He used to be a chef for the president, who was a dictator. And in his time in that position, his friends, his colleagues, they were being killed. And so he thought, if I stick around... Disappearing. Well, that's even more terrifying.
Yeah,
That's
you
more,
don't know.
For some reason, we watch a lot of Dateline, guys. For some reason...
A lot.
too much. That's why we're trying to watch more reality television and less murder mysteries. For some reason, disappearances are far scarier to me than murders. Because it's just the unknown. Where is that person? What's happening to them?
And murders are just like one and done.
Murders, there's a resolve. Well, this is what happened. This is how they died. This is where they are now. Disappearances, those freak me out.
All this shit is scary. That's why we're watching this now.
Yeah.
And as you said, all the other reality TV shows, because that's much better for our brain.
Yeah.
For our mental health.
So Marcos's colleagues, friends, they're disappearing. And he thought, if I stick in this position, I will disappear. I will be killed. So he left as a refugee. And when you leave and have refugee status, you can't return to Venezuela or to your country that you had asylum from. So he hasn't seen his mom. He hasn't seen his brothers. He hasn't seen his sisters in 20 years. And it was, Marcos, you loved him before. Then you get a tearjerker of a story. Does this guy get any better?
It's sad.
Absolute sadness, the segment. He was heartbroken talking about it. You could see he kind of just broke down, was crying, tried to hide from the cameras.
But they should be able to meet elsewhere. They should be able to meet in a different country.
Yeah, and who knows? That costs money, obviously.
I'm pretty sure he's making decent money.
Yeah. So who knows? Let's hope that if they haven't seen each other recently, they will soon, because I can't.
Yeah.
Can you imagine not seeing? You haven't seen your parents in
2.5 years.
Right. Imagine 10 times that.
No, I would not.
Yeah, it's devastating.
I would not do it.
No, you couldn't.
No.
It'd be impossible.
I understand what he did, but I don't think I could.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Also, before we move on,
Sure.
Before I thought that Marcos was like 33-ish, like more or less Gary's age, right? He's 42.
Yeah, I would pin him right at 42. I would say it doesn't look a day.
He's 42.
All right, you settle down over there. I'll learn to cook if that's what it takes.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, I would have pinned him right at 42.
Guys, he said it here. It's recorded.
Okay, I didn't tell you what I would learn to cook.
What would you learn to cook?
Pasta.
You know how to cook pasta.
All right, well then, cheers to that. Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Bon appetit would be a great name for Marcos's business.
Like a food truck on the water?
No. Like if he was starting a business to get chefs on yachts. Like, okay, I'm going to train them how to cook in a galley, and I'm going to make connections and get them on different boats. Boat appetit.
That's a great idea.
Come on,
You
guys.
guys heard it here first.
Come on, guys. Remember, share your boat names in the reviews. Okay. So the beach picnic is finished. The guests head back to the boat. And of course, the reoccurring story with these guests, give me more food. That's all I want.
They're hungry guests.
Does the chef have any snacks? Can I get a snack?
I mean, I can relate to them. Imagine like me, if I was on a boat that's all paid for and there is this fabulous chef, I would be eating like a crazy person. I would be snacking all the time.
Yeah, but maybe you should have woken up for breakfast and you would be full at this point.
Again, for the money they pay per day,
I know.
breakfast in bed, am I right?
True. Tell me what you saw Marcos whip up, because this was no cheese and crackers, which is what I would expect when I say, can I get a snack? Can I get? Oh, yeah, sure. Here's some cheese and crackers. How about some teriyaki ginger duck? Just on a whim. You got any, Marcos, you got any teriyaki ginger duck back there? Oh, you do? Perfect.
Like watching Marco whipping out all this delicious food makes me want to go to like a fancy, fabulous restaurant.
I know, like small plates,
Yeah.
chef's table.
Oh, we should do it on one of our upcoming trips.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when you eat small plates.
You get hungry.
You come back an hour later and you go,
So here you go with the guests.
Does the chef have anything more? Because this was delicious, but it was the size of a half dollar.
That's what we can do. We can do this fancy food tasting small plates, and then we can get a burrito from Moe's.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. All right. I think we need to take a quick break. I'm going to go grab some cheese and crackers because I'm absolutely starving now. And we'll be back in a second. And we're back. Okay. Things are getting hairy now aboard this ship. Gary is teaching Tom how to sail. And the whole time I think he's calling Tom a lazy shit. He's like, you lazy shit. He's teaching him about the lazy sheet, if you will.
You understood lazy shit? That's pretty good.
You lazy shit. Come here, you lazy shit. Yeah.
He was explaining the lazy sheet.
The lazy sheet.
Now I know a lot about his lazy sheet. What I learned is that it does nothing. That's why it's called the lazy
it's
sheet.
Lazy. It's lazy, just like Kelsey.
I feel like, am I ready to sail?
You are. I think we've yachted, or not yachted, pontooned. But we're going to
I mean, we did sail
Yeah, hardly.
for 50 seconds.
Hardly, yeah.
And I got stuck.
I blame it on the wind.
Well, there was no wind. I think that was the whole problem with our sailing experience.
That's what I'm saying. I blame it on the wind.
We were just like sitting on this tiny yacht, just like getting grilled in the sun, hoping for no sunburn and some wind.
Next time. Okay. They had a lot of wind. They had a ton of wind. This boat starts heeling hard.
I mean, look at that sail. It's huge.
I know.
It's huge. Imagine if wind, even like a little wind, just, what do you call it, whips it?
Yeah. Gusts.
Oh my God. You could see that they were going sideways. Not just the boat, everything on the boat. Like McCordy, just like hitting the railing.
Guests were dropping like flies. Did you see Gabriela did the coolest move? And this is maybe maybe why I love this girl, because she does the smooth criminal lean, because the boat is tilting, and you guys all know the smooth criminal lean. And as she's doing it, she just goes, Michael Jackson, bitch.
She's like, ooh.
It was so cool. Like,
it was so cool.
I loved it. And yeah, so everyone's dropping like flies. Marcos, though, he is still cooking. This guy, he doesn't bat an eye. We've all been on flights that have some minor turbulences, and the flight attendants are rushing back, putting the ginger ale away, saying, you'll hold off on those peanuts right now. You will not eat those peanuts. No, this boat is nearly tipping over, and Marcos is whipping up eggs Benedict and baby back ribs.
Imagine like if he was working with like a hot oil.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Right? Like
Yeah.
things were falling. But the only person...
Yacht oil? Not a good
The only
boat name.
person who was like loving it was Captain Glenn. He's like, woohoo, this is amazing. He's like, classic sailing. Get used to it, biatches.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pro.
He is a pro.
That's what you want in your captain, though. And to use the turbulence reference again, You want your pilot to come on. You want your captain to come on. Be like, it's all good. Like, we're ready for this. This is nothing.
I mean, that's expected. If you're sailing, even me, someone who is a total boat virgin, if I don't count the seal watching and my deep sea fishing experience, right? I know nothing about boats, but I would expect if you are on a sailboat with this huge sail that it's gonna get rocky.
Yeah. Here's what you don't want, though. If the plane is experiencing severe turbulence, you don't want the captain, you don't want the pilot to be like, any first class passengers want to grab the yoke and try to fly this thing? Because that Captain Glenn's like, hey, McCordia, come over here. You want to steer the ship?
I mean, he was just holding it. It does nothing. It's like a child. It's like, oh, you want to hold the steering wheel when you're going 10 miles an hour straight?
I was thinking for a second, it was The Office on Booze Cruise when
oh my gosh,
when Captain Jack gave Dwight the fake wheel. But no, I think McCordia and then Kelsey actually steering the ship.
Yeah, I mean, the sea is opened. I mean, it's not like, oh shit, if you turn right, you're gonna hit another boat.
Right.
You can't really go wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So they drop anchor for dinner. Gabriela is setting the tables. It looks way better.
Way better.
Way better. It's very chic. It's very luxury. And the rest of the crew is setting up for the Hip Hop Don't Stop birthday party.
Pajamas birthday party.
Can't forget the pajamas, although I think some of the crew forgot the pajamas.
Most of them were, I mean, all the guests were wearing the PJs, right?
Okay.
Captain Glenn was wearing, I think he was wearing these hip hop pants.
Yes, he was wearing his MC
Tom,
pants.
he was wearing the ultimate guy PJs.
And I guess that's the thing. These days, anything is a PJ. Mm-hmm. Anything, I was going to say anything you wouldn't be seen at the supermarket or a restaurant in is a PJ, but that's not true. I've gone to the supermarket in my PJs.
Me too.
But anything is a PJ these days. You could just wear mesh shorts and no shirt, and that's a PJ. So it's kind of a general party theme.
Yeah,
so
I think most people were wearing PJs.
Okay. So they're rocking the PJs. Marcos is cooking once again, determined to stuff the guests this time. And come on, this menu, roasted beetroot salad, cucumber carpaccio with tomatoes, ribeye with zucchini fettuccine.
I can't.
What are we doing here, folks? Like, we are such peasants in comparison to one meal on this boat.
I can't take this.
It's so good. It's so good. So, okay. The primary goes up to Ashley. McCordia goes up to Ashley and asks, hey, can that cute blonde boy, can he be shirtless for the party? And Ashley runs to Tom, asks, and goes, so the birthday girl is asking if you could be shirtless and in your underwear for the party. It wasn't the birthday girl asking. I don't think it was the birthday girl. I think it was McCordia who wanted Tom to be topless.
For sure. Ashley's not the best messenger because he literally asked for it.
But let's be honest here. If Ashley said, so McCordia wants you to be topless in your boxers for the party, would Tom have stripped down to his skivvies?
Yes, he would.
For the tip.
Yeah.
You do it for the tip.
Tom is like, I'm not a Zac Efron. Like, what am I doing here? It's cold.
I love how that's his reference because whenever we talk on the pod and I try to think of a good-looking guy and I'm like, oh, he's no Brad Pitt, I always go Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt is the ultimate good-looking guy.
But that shows my age, I think. Tom is 24,
I mean, Zac Efron is my age, more or less.
But that's that age group of like, that's the hot guy when you're
I see what you're
Gen
saying.
Z or whatever Gen he is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn millennials.
Because he didn't say, oh, I'm no Bradley Cooper. He was like, oh, I'm no Zac Efron. But doesn't stop him from it.
Oh, no. It does not stop him at all.
The guests, they come up to the deck. Tom is shirtless in his tighty whities holding birthday cake.
Keeping them on his nips. Cake everywhere.
I didn't see how the frosting actually got to the nip.
I think he just dipped it in like, whoop.
Seems very unsanitary. I don't think OSHA would be very happy with that.
I mean, the primary wanted it.
The primary
so he got
wants,
it.
The primary gets. Yeah, so Tom has frosting on his nips, and Gary is the first to go for it.
Yeah, let's get the party started.
Whoa. And McCordy's like, oh, me. Can I do one? Can I? You know I'm still hungry, guys. So if Marcos isn't going to feed me, maybe Tom will.
I mean, forget all the food and the yacht. I think that was McCordy's highlight.
Oh, for sure. I don't think he remembers much of the other highlights of the trip, but that he will never forget. And poor Tom. I mean, but if you want the tip, you give the nip. It's an age-old saying in yachting. If you want the tip, you give the nip, and he sure did.
Maybe if McCordy was able to eat off of Tom the whole time, the tip could have been way bigger.
Or Marcos could have cooked a lot less, and just Tom could have covered his body in frosting, and the guests could have gone to town.
Oh, like Lady Gaga just covered himself in meat.
That's true. Meat dress. That's a throwback.
That is a big throwback. That shows my age.
It does show your age. And mine too. So I got it. This is, and it's great entertainment. Everyone seemed to be okay with it. So no harm, no foul, really. But it's kind of like borderline prostitution in the sense that McCordy is paying top dollar. And so they can do whatever they want.
I mean, international waters.
International waters, anything goes. Because you imagine, you would hope Captain Glenn would draw the line somewhere. And he's like, no, this is good. This is fine. This is kosher. YOLO.
They just see the money.
I know.
I get it. The guests want to have fun. And it was not like, oh, Tom, strip. It was just like, and
well,
I don't think they even asked.
No, they asked Tom, will you come with your shirt off?
Yeah.
If he said no, and then they forced him to, that's wrong.
Yeah.
If it's like, Tom, you're a 20-something-year-old kid, you're in great shape, take your shirt off, brother, just like you do every other time we're at the beach, that's fine. That's why I ask, how did the frosting get to the nip?
I think he put it there. I think Tom is a good time.
Yeah.
He knows how to keep the party going.
Yeah. All right. So he gets dressed, though, and him and Gabriela, they keep the guests entertained a little bit longer until around 1 a.m. when everyone calls it a night. So last day of the charter, 6:10 a.m., everyone is back up and back at it. No sleep for the wicked.
Oh, yeah. And Marco is doing a brunch they will never forget.
Marcos. There's an S on.
I see Marcos.
Oh, I thought you were saying Marco.
No, Marcos.
Like Polo, which is another water game.
Marco Polo.
Yeah, but this is Marcos.
Polo.
This is Marcos YOLO because he feeds people
Oh, my gosh.
like they only live once.
He said, I'm going to put so much food on the table that it's just going to be out of control.
13 dishes for brunch. That's Marcos YOLO right there. Smoked salmon, watermelon feta,
Oh, my gosh.
which is a new Harry Styles song. Watermelon feta. Breakfast burritos, potatoes, fruit. I mean, give me it all.
I can't take it.
Give me it all. The guests are going to be so full the ship might sink. The ship might sink. I'm tongue tied again. It's okay. It's all right. Folks.
No, it looks fabulous.
I'm
as
drooling
everything
over
else.
here.
I am drooling over here.
Yeah. Okay. So the guests are eating. The crew, they're trying to dock the boat. Tom, oh sweet Tom, he is struggling. He's struggling and he's losing his cool, which is the problem, I think. It's okay that he doesn't know. Maybe he can learn, but he's got to keep it together. He's got to be on his best yacht behavior.
I was afraid for the boat.
Oh yeah. I mean,
imagine if they bumped.
They have crashed some boats in below deck history.
Oh, they did?
Oh yeah. And I think they teased it on an upcoming episode. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's the drama. That's the drama we're here for.
Besides everyone sleeping with everyone.
Yeah, that too. That's expected. But a boat crash, it's
like the Daytona 500.
It
you
is.
watch it, but you know there's going to be at least one crash.
The Daytona 500. Come on.
Take it easy over there with the puns.
We're having fun today. We're talking boats. It's all puns all the time. Okay, the guests, it's time for them to disembark. And they had a great time.
Yeah, they were a great group of peeps.
Tom showed them a great party. They thanked Tom for the party.
Marcos for the delicious food.
Yep. And they hand Glenn a big, fat envelope.
Tell us.
Glenn's like, you guys keep waving. And then he takes off with the envelope. I'm like, Glenn, where are you going with that envelope? You guys keep waving.
He's like, bye.
That's the last we ever saw Captain Glenn. No, it is time for my new favorite segment. Well, it goes head to head with the preference sheet meeting, but this is a great segment, the tip meeting. So Glenn gives props to everyone for Marcos handling it in the galley, the crew, everyone else doing their thing, Tom keeping the party going, and he counts the tip. $17,600.
Whoa.
$17,600.
I'm pretty sure the tip is equal because tip means, and correct me if I'm wrong, even in restaurants, some restaurants just collect tips and then they will split it at the end.
They pool their tips, yeah.
Like, I don't think you can be like, okay, so you have a better position, so you get more tip. I don't think that's how tip works.
I don't think so. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, they put the amount on screen and then they said like 1,900 for every, 1,900 each or something.
Yeah,
I think
1,900 something, yeah.
Yeah. So I would frost my tips and my nips for that much money.
I'll run around naked.
All right, Tom. That is a hefty tip. You love to see it. And yeah, job well done, everyone.
Wait, is this like the usual? What's the usual tip? Like the median tip?
I don't know what the median tip is. I think on sailing yacht, it's a smaller crew. I think on some of the other boats, they're bigger boats. There's more crew. And so you may get a larger tip because it's split among more people. But you're not going to get a 20% tip because that would be astronomical when you're paying hundreds of thousands.
Well, I think 20% is the 17,000.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think, what were we estimating this at? 50K a day. So if it's 3 days, if it's 2 nights, it's 150. That would be 30,000. That'd be 30,000. Would be 20%.
Oh, that's right.
So I don't think you get the 20% too often. But it's a nice tip nonetheless.
It is.
So Gabriela comes out with some champagne. It's time to celebrate. Let's party. Let's celebrate a job well done. They're going to head out to a restaurant. Before they do, we see Gary and Daisy getting pretty friendly. We're not the only ones who see Gary and Daisy getting pretty friendly. Ashley sees them getting pretty friendly.
And she's getting pretty jealous.
Yeah, if Daisy goes missing, we know where she went.
I mean, what is Ashley trying to do? Like, they hooked up a little bit, but Gary's
she forced herself.
Exactly. Thank you. I said it before. Gary's free for business. He's open to business, right? He can bang whoever he wants.
That's right. Help wanted.
Like, unless you are engaged, YOLO.
Yeah, he's there to have a good time.
It's the sea life.
He's there. Yeah, he's going to have a good time. He's got a relationship with Daisy. He knows her. So I don't think that's too crazy, but Ashley's not happy about it.
No, I feel like Ashley's not happy about anything.
That's very true. So they head to a restaurant. They go for dinner and drinks. The drinks are flowing. I loved that Colin ordered 2 Heinekens at once.
Did he?
He goes, the waitress comes over. He's like, "Those Heinekens?" I've heard of Dos Equis, but those Heinekens, that's next level. That's aggressive. But when you're off, when you're not on charter, it's time to party. So Ashley starts throwing shade immediately.
She's like, I hope I won't end up like Tom.
So mature. Like, what a mature young lady you are,
I mean,
Ashley.
I'm in my 30s, very early 30s.
Not for long.
I've got shit-faced drunk so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one wants to end up like Tom. No one wants to be throwing up in the middle of the night.
It happens. Like last time, we had some friends over and we ended up singing karaoke in our living room or kitchen.
Yeah.
And the next day... Not even the ramen noodles helped me.
It wasn't pretty. But I would never go, I hope I don't end up like Teresa tonight. Like, I'm more mature. We all make mistakes.
That's
we all
my
go
point.
a little too hard.
I'm pretty sure with my passion for wine, I'm going to feel this shitty when I'm 50 something. And I just party a little harder.
That's very true.
So the fact that Tom's 23 and he drank a little too much, I mean...
Yeah, who hasn't?
Come on, who hasn't? Exactly.
Who hasn't? So then Ashley continues on her way to talk to Colin. And they're talking about how Ashley isn't too thrilled with the way things are going. And she makes a point to say she's third stew, but she deserves seconds too.
Well, they were also talking about their flaws, and Gabriela kind of made fun of Ashley. Like, oh, I don't have any. I'm perfect. And Ashley was like, well, I have an attitude, but it only comes out when I feel disrespected. And she looked at Gabriela. I was like, trauma.
Starting trouble already.
And
First
Colin
charter.
was there. I feel like Colin was loving it. It's stirring the pot.
Well, Colin's in a relationship, so
Is he still? For how long?
He's got to get out
For
of it.
how long?
But probably the next episode. But yeah, he's got to kind of be a spectator to the drama. He
I mean,
can't
don't
really.
get me wrong. I would probably be like Colin. I don't like being part of any drama, but I'm there for it to observe. Oh, I could stir the pot too.
Yeah, and I mean, Ashley is going to be the catalyst for this drama. She says, week 2, week 3, things may start to change. She goes, I'm second stew, third stew, whatever. It doesn't mean shit.
We'll see, Ash. We'll see.
We'll see. So they finish dinner. They leave the restaurant. They are absolutely wasted. Daisy makes it a point to tell us she hasn't seen a dick in 3 years.
That's a long time for a young lady.
It's a long time for a young lady. But it doesn't have to be like that. I think it's her choice, which I respect that.
For sure.
She's a pretty young lady. She's surrounded by a lot of horny young men, I would say. I think this is her choice. Plus the pandemic.
I think she's gonna see a
I
dick.
think she might see a dick. I mean, I'm sure McCordia would have shown his little dick.
Oh, yeah.
So they get back to the boat. They pop the Don Julio, 1942. Keep the Coca-Cola away from that.
Is 1942 the whatever you drink, añejo?
It may be extra añejo. Guys, don't quote me.
Extra.
It's either añejo or extra añejo, but it's
I'm a
tasty.
basic silver tequila drinker, so
It's called Blanco.
okay. Look at this snob over here.
But the girls get into the hot tub, and Daisy, oh sweet Daisy, turns this mega yacht into spring break Fort Lauderdale in 5 minutes, just ripping cigs, talking trash.
Okay, let me ask you one thing, right? This is the second time you mentioned spring break. You said spring break Daytona, spring break Miami, spring break Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a spring break?
Not like that.
I mean, I have.
You have?
Well, I've been in Miami on a spring break.
I never did a beach spring break.
I did, but it wasn't we weren't too wild. It was just a bunch of my girlfriends. Half of them were au pairs. I was a student. I went over my spring break.
Wow.
We went out, but it's not like we were part of some student group or some rage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Got
I
it.
kind of did it, but
Got
I
it.
didn't fully do it.
Good. All right. Well, you
Look at me.
had a taste of it.
I sure did.
So Gary goes down to the bar. Ashley chases after him, and she starts talking to him like she's talking to her boyfriend about taking their dog on a walk, but she doesn't want to say the word walk because then she knows the dog's going to start freaking out. She's like, should we go on a WALK? She's like, oh, I'm so H, and it ends with a Y. What are we playing, Hangman here? What's going on? She's horny. Okay, we all know she's horny. We knew that from episode 1. Nothing's changed. She's acting like the new McCordia over here. And Gary doesn't take the bait. So she goes back to Tom, and Tom starts talking to her about Gary, saying, how do you feel about him? Are you into him? What's going to happen? She avoids the question. So Tom turns it to himself. What about me?
Too young.
Too young. She goes, none of these girls will go out with you because you're 20 years younger than everyone.
Hey, he's not 20 years younger than everyone. I mean, he's 20 years younger than Marcos, but I kind of doubt that that's his spiel.
I don't think Ashley can do math.
No, definitely not.
I also don't think Tom has to go out with anyone. He just wants to bang.
Yeah. I'm sure some girls would appreciate banging a younger meat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Zac Efron, but he'll do some wild stuff with confections and frosting.
He looks good. I'm sure he'll try something.
Yeah.
I think he's wild enough to do crazy things. I can see him banging Daisy.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Why is that wild?
Huh?
Why is that wild? While she has a cigarette in her mouth? Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. I mean, Daisy at this moment is my spirit animal.
Okay.
Being drunk and smoking a cigarette.
In a hot tub on a yacht in Spain? Come on. Yeah. But Tom and Ashley, they're the same age. So if she thinks she could be mature, then Tom could be mature.
Like,
Age is just a number.
It is. And I hate when some girls do it like, ugh, I would never date a younger guy. Yeah, I mean, at some point, this is the thing. I don't think if I was in my early 20s, well, you know what? I'll go nowhere with this. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Doesn't matter.
No.
You're limiting the dating pool for no reason other than a number, which
But
doesn't
my
make
dad is younger than my mom.
it doesn't make any sense. Just be open to anyone. Sure,
Yeah.
don't date a 12-year-old because that's illegal. Even in international waters, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, you're just limiting your potential, and your soulmate may be your age.
I could understand if maybe girls in their early 20s who are mature and they just want to work and settle down, want to find someone who feels the same. Yes, they should probably go for older guys because I feel like a lot of younger dudes are just like, let's just enjoy, right? So I can understand that. But for this situation, when they just want to party and have fun, what are you talking about, Ashley? Just bang it up.
Yeah.
He knows how to use his penis.
New show. From first mate to soulmate.
That's pretty good.
All right. That's where the show ends, folks.
I mean, if people or like producers listen to us, we would be so rich from all your wild ideas.
No, we would not be because they would take them for free.
Can we like copyright what we say?
Nah, this is for the world.
Can we just say it like, you know how Michael Scott just declared bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Can we just like declare that it's copyrighted?
We can try. Yeah, we can try.
Whatever John just said, there is a copyright on.
From first mate to soulmate.
Copyright.
Thank you. All right, guys. What an episode. It was great. We loved watching it. We loved talking about it. We hope you guys did too. If you aren't following us on Instagram, you should do it at Married to Reality Pod.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, whatever. What are you following?
What do you do in the bathroom?
What accounts?
When you're doing number 2, what do you do?
Who are you following? That's disgusting. Also, make sure you guys are following the podcast wherever you're listening. So easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the upcoming episode
Woo!
because from the previews, it's gonna be super hot.
Can't wait. Also, thank you guys again for the reviews. If you haven't left one, let us know what you would name your boat. Okay, we started the conversation over here. We threw out a couple ideas, but we want to hear from you. So let us know in the reviews.
Do it, guys.
All right. That is it. I have said it all. Have you said it all?
I've said it all.
Wow, you sure have. That means we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.